Hi guys, welcome to SavvyMoneyShow. Me, your host Sean. Well, we're doing a review of Google in a different format today. We're going to talk about how Google was birthed from the browser wars. Now, I believe that Google, I said before earnings, they've priced in YouTube and Google search, and I believe Google will be a travel play because everyone will be searching on Google, and so it'll also be a reopening play as well as a lockdown play. Now, what people are not factoring in is going to be their autonomous driving sector, or the quantum computing sector, or any of the other little moats there, things they've got in their moat. But how did it come apart? Google was created as a free search engine because they claimed at the time that a company as big as Microsoft, any company that big, had to be evil. And they were watching the browser wars when they were kids, and they were right at the time. Now, we all know Microsoft, but at the time, the first company, Microsoft at the time, were the only company in town. Microsoft sold the computers, they sold the browser, and it was the only choice. And then you had Netscape, and Netscape was the first big IPO before the dot-com crash, and they were the ones that made people sit up and take notice of dot-com era, and they were the reason that people just went into any company with a dot-com until you got all the fraudsters going in. Now, at the time you had AOL, which was a minnow, but they had a huge user base. They were on the decline, and what you had was you had a company going downhill, going to be bankrupt, but Microsoft was gunning for both of them. So AOL went to Netscape and said, together we could make a big enough power force so that Microsoft couldn't, we could fight Microsoft together. To get individually, we can't do anything. Don't forget to hit that lovely like button, and don't forget the sexy subscribe button. A lot sexier than me, just ask the wife. And if you want to be a hero, hit the bell notification. You'll be notified when a new video gets uploaded. And why not check out the links in the description below. If you're looking for a free trading platform, you get a free share worth up to £200, depending on the platform you use if you deposit a small amount. And then what did AOL do? They sold out by making a deal with Microsoft as well. And so Netscape, who had a limited amount of money left, a cash runway left, and this should be a lesson for everyone who thinks, oh, this company has such growth potential, look at the cash runway, were fighting for their life. So they had to put their source code, and they were the first company to put their source code out on the open web, so that other people, the public, actually worked on it. The more people that went into it, they actually worked on it. And by the time it got done, they only had a few months runway left. They had to let people go. AOL, who was a minnow, who Netscape originally could have taken over, no problem, then came to Netscape and took them over. And if they didn't accept the offer, it was a case of Netscape would have gone under. During this time, And even after the board had sold Netscape to AOL, Netscape actually went into congressional hearings against Microsoft. Microsoft during this time was told to cease and desist with the browser wars, to stop using their competitive edge against other companies to destroy them, and they refused. And this was when Bill Gates was head of Microsoft. They carried on. Actually, they became more aggressive. They started putting their browsers in their computers. So if you bought a computer at that time, it would have a Microsoft browser pre-installed. But no one understood this at the time. It was the first stages of computers. So what happened was, you had you had a congressional hearing, the Netscape saying, who here owns a computer? Half of them hands up. Then who here owns a computer, a Microsoft computer? So a third with the hands up. Who here owns a Microsoft computer without Microsoft browser? And all of them hands down. And even though they told Microsoft they had to stop doing it, they still carried on doing it. Because by the time they enforced it, and they had taken Microsoft through all the courts, it had killed the companies that they were supposed to protect. It just took too long a process. And this is where the old saying comes that they can stay afloat longer than you can stay logical. But the thing is that this is more of a history lesson, so that history doesn't repeat itself. A lot of people have taken a lot of margin during this time to go into these .com companies, and a lot of people have lost their money. They bought at the highs. Netscape board ended up getting, not just Netscape, there was other companies, .com companies as well, were getting daily phone calls saying, you've got my money, where is it? When it was the merchant bankers like Bear Stearns and that who had the money, and these companies, they had agreed like a paltry fee, like $9, and the stock had released at $70. So Bear Stearns made out of that, and all their friends, not the company. Because once you agree on a share price, IPO price, that's it. That's all you get. And it's the investment bank who decide the price they list at. Now, but the company who gets all the flack. So if you're on margin, be incredibly careful. If you're picking these companies, be incredibly careful. Make sure you have checked out the cash runway. Make sure you've checked the profit, the assets versus liabilities, how much income they're bringing in. Make sure you do your own due diligence. Don't listen to an idiot on the internet, even one like me, because everyone gets it wrong at some point. Don't go all in on one stock. Someone told me the other day they were 63% on a stock, on one stock, and I'm thinking, 63% on one stock, you're having a laugh. Now, even ARK Invest, who are thought to be bullish on Tesla and have more Tesla than any other fund, only have 10%. Any more than that, and they rebalance. Mr. Wonderful only lets any one of his portfolio get to 5%, so that he doesn't get overexposed. Now, protect yourself. During this time, I said, check your portfolio, check your companies in there, rebalance, and go into good companies, because this is the time when you plant the seeds. Because I think this week, after the Amazon earnings, is when we're gonna see trillions of dollars going into the market. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. That's all for now.